Hi, I'm Tim Roble, and welcome to another episode of Adventure Athlete. We're on physical build day 42, and let's see what we got going on. So, I've been dealing with the thunderstorms or monsoons here in Southern California. So, I went ahead and just kind of tacked this up in place with a couple screws. But what that did do is it showed me how this aluminum is going to lay on these tubes. Once I get the VHB on there, I think I'm going to be able to shape this panel, just start at the top and come down, and I'll be able to shape that pretty nice. At least I'll be able to do that with one sheet anyway. I think that's going to turn out really well. So yesterday I finished up the ramp. So this is what we got going on with the ramp. And I got basically a coat and a half of the Hurclinner bed liner down on the ramp, and then up top I just wanted to do enough to get the wood sealed up. So I built a forward panel that basically extends into the cab a little bit. I got to get that screwed down and fastened because I bed lined that on both sides just to seal the wood. If you remember, I did not use marine grade plywood. I used a chipboard, and I think if I did all of this over again, I would start out with a marine grade plywood. So that's a tip for somebody wanting to do it. Just wasn't thinking, I guess, but I feel confident that it is bed lined on both sides. The bottom's actually got 2 full coats, so I got no problem with that. The edges all have 2 full coats, and then the top's got like a light skim coat. And I'm getting ready to lay my floor today, which is the life-proof flooring. And I'm going to go ahead and put that down with a little bit of adhesive. There may be enough adhesive left in this because it's not 100% set up, but I'm going to go ahead and use liquid nails subflooring and just put a couple spots. It's not required for the life-proof, but here again, this is a truck. I do want just to spot a couple areas and leave enough for it to move around, you know, expand and contract a little bit with that. My cousin Randy texted me a couple days ago and let me know about the styrofoam that I'm going to use with the Reflectix on it. And he said, yeah, you basically put it with the Reflectix down so that styrofoam becomes the airspace. So I'm like, okay, that's cool, problem solved. Something I didn't know. So thank you guys for listening and commenting, because I do, although I am hard-headed, I do learn from that and move forward. So that's a neat little trick that's coming up here in the next probably 2 days. I'm going to get this floor laid this morning, shocks in, and I'm going to start working on paneling from the bottom up, and I'll have an overlap a little bit from the top down and then a strip on it. But plan is to have this thing sheeted by Saturday morning. I'm hoping to drive it to Home Depot and pick up all the styrofoam and the wood for the inside. So that's going to be about it for now. See, I got some of these countertops painted up, and something that I'll say is a style that I like to build in. My wife has coined it rust-dustrial. It's a rustic and industrial, and it's kind of what I like. I don't mind seeing a fastener. I like the mechanical aspects of things. So I'm not trying to hide any of the fasteners. And when you're trying to pull stuff apart, to you know, most of the time you don't get it right on the first time around. So I screw everything together. Of course, I am using glue and a bond, but you know, if you want to make changes, a screw is a simple way to unscrew something and get it disconnected, and go down a different path. So, but I got things kind of painted in, and it's my rust-dustrial look, and it's the same thing with the refrigerator. It's got the you know, the different shades and fades in it, and then you can see some of the black on kind of the corners, just to kind of give it a you know, I kind of got this style from Knott's Berry Farm in Disneyland. You know, you see a lot of this stuff that looks like it's rusty and old, and you look at it and it's just got a cool paint job on it. So same thing with this. I want when you walk into this, the first thing to think about is wow, I'm kind of like in a modern rustic cabin. And that's kind of the whole theme that I wanted of the inside of this, so that's what I went with. Door-wise, we got a nice ramp with a little step in it, so that's kind of a little enduro cross section to get up, riding the motorcycle up and in. I have not put the tie downs in yet, and why am I waiting on doing that? I'm gonna get the floor in and load a bike and then see where they need to go, and then I'll route out the pockets for them and get everything bolted in. That should be pretty easy and simple to do. So not that I want to save that for last. There is a possibility that we actually have a campground reserved this weekend, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and if it's all possible to get this thing as a running shell, I plan on taking it down and do some camping this next week out of it. So that's people asking, are you on a deadline? No, not really, because it's not a set in stone thing that we have to do. But we got reservations at a very difficult to get into beach camp spot. So I'd like to do that. We'll see how things go. I'm just going to throw the hours on it, but not compromise any of the quality, and just keep pushing on. That's going to be it for today's episode. Once again, I say this every single time, but I do appreciate each and every one of your views and your comments. Trying to get back to everybody now in the same 24-hour period. Most of the time I'm getting back to you on my heat breaks, because we're hitting 100 degrees with crazy humidity right now with these thunderstorms. So, you know, after 1 o'clock, I'm taking a break like for 10 minutes every hour. So I'm trying to get back and answer the comments and answer questions that you may have. So thank each and every one of you guys for watching. I'm Tim Roble, and I'll catch you here next time.